All right, welcome to Ongoing Volume, episode 2. I am Digital with my co-host.
Blade. Dragon named Blade.
Yeah. uh, that's funny. All right, well, so we're on episode 2, so we're going to get right into our first segment. And so with some of the latest anime, manga, more anime news that came out, I wanted to kind of go over the Dragon Ball news. And so the first one that I wanted to talk about was with Dragon Ball Super with the Galactic Patrol. And Blade, what did you think about that?
It seems like they're gonna throw. Just judging by the names of the preview we got that you sent me, seems more like a Dragon Ball cop thing. I don't know the details about it, but I don't know. It looks interesting enough that I'm willing to give it a try.
Yeah, I watched the trailer on it and then I did a little homework of like what conversations were happening outside of it, around it. And I think what I got was that it was supposed to pretty much be like all I don't know. I know they're doing like a Moro anime with like the next segment that they never did from the manga. So like two sections or two arcs that they haven't done from Super were the Moro arc and then the Granola arc. And so with Moro, he's like the next story after the Tournament of Power that happens and it never got animated. So I know that was I don't know. I'm excited for that. That one is pretty nuts. There was a lot of really exciting things that happened in that, but the trailer I saw and that I linked for us was kind of confusing to me of like how that was related to that. Maybe I found something else unintentionally. Maybe it's not Galactic Patrol, but I thought it was because that's when Vegeta and Goku joined the Galactic Patrol to like officially help with this thing, with Moro. Uh, anyway, so I don't know. I'm excited. I wasn't reading the manga or super
I
into any.
I'm not reading the mangas either for Dragon Ball, as
Yeah, and I was
currently on my list.
yeah, and I was mostly gonna say like when because I don't remember the order in which Super came out. If it was the manga and then the anime, or the anime and then the manga, I can't recall because there was obviously a big lull where there wasn't any Dragon Ball content, and then Super came out. Well, then there was the movie, which we're going to talk a little bit about after this part. But now there's a lot to like write, for them to know what's going on. So if people haven't read it, they can watch it. It's coming out later this year apparently. So, and I think it's supposed to like be I'll say updated. I don't know if better is the word I want to pick. I think they're going to probably pick the style that they did with, Gohan's movie.
And that
Or
wasn't a bad style. Wasn't the greatest in the
yeah,
wide world, but I've seen 3D renders be a whole lot worse. And
yes, yeah. So I don't know. All in all, I'm looking forward to it. The animation will be, for me, it can be up in the air of like, what can we expect? Is it going to be, super awesome or not? Who knows? But I do think we're gonna have another big moment on the internet where the internet does break, kind of like when Goku got Ultra Instinct and the whole internet arguably
yeah.
crashed. So yeah, that series is or that arc specifically is pretty exciting.
I mean, the internet was around when we went Super Saiyan, but that would have crashed the internet too, definitely.
Oh, dude, yeah, that could be a whole nother thing we go on a like ginormous conversation about. But I'll at least say,
Huge moments in
with
anime.
oh my gosh, man, like again, I'm like many watched it on Toonami, so like you waited week over week, and in this case, like probably a year plus, for this whole thing to build up. You heard about the term Super Saiyan. Vegeta thought he was a Super Saiyan at one point just because he believed it, and then like
He had gotten a
Goku.
lot stronger at that point. He's just like, oh yeah, this is a pinnacle of Super of Saiyan. I'm definitely a Super Saiyan. No, no, no,
Right,
you're
yeah, we
not.
don't know. We're like, oh, okay, believe what you want, and then Goku like did it, and then it became. I mean, that was so iconic, But I think I could go on that for a while.
Yeah, no kidding.
maybe
I
like
remember
most
watching
hype
that in
moments in
Toonami. I was
anime.
so hype. It was like, yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah. 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 The time you had to wait, there wasn't, I won't say there weren't leaks. I'm sure there were, but I wasn't as privy to, things on the internet, like, or even like, because I know Japan was way ahead, right? But like there wasn't like,
I
some
mean,
constant spoiler coming up to be like, oh, this has already happened. They're in the Cell Saga or they're done or whatever it was. Like it was such a surprise, so exciting. But
yeah,
yeah.
we also the dubs took forever to come out at that point. It was ridiculous. And of course,
Yeah.
I we didn't have access to the sub list like we do now. It's not like I could go online and just watch it.
Yep.
It was literally waiting until the next episode came out on Toonami and just like, come on, do something.
Yeah.
And at that point, they
Yeah.
had just dragged out the Frieza saga so long.
Yep. Those were the days. Yeah.
That 5 minutes
All right.
took a long time. It seemed like it took
Right? On
hours.
the last episode of Dragon Ball Z, Goku is still charging his energy. Yeah. All right. Well, we'll talk about the next section. So there's Dragon Ball Super Beerus Super, I think is what it's called. That's what I
Yeah.
literally like copied the title and then I wanted to,
I was really
yeah.
watching it thinking, oh, this is deja vu.
Yeah. What were your thoughts, Blade?
I, I don't know why we're getting a movie based on the first, what is it, first section of the Dragon Ball Super series.
Yeah,
I
they
was,
already did it. Yeah.
yeah. I first of all thought it was a joke. I'm like, what? Is this going back in time? No, it was released a couple days ago. What the heck is going on?
Yes. I wanted to double check it. Yeah, there's already, so this is where I'm kind of like, what are we doing? Because they did this show, but they also did, I want to say it was before the show. They did Dragon Ball Z Battle of the Gods the movie. I just double checked it. It came out in 2013 or something. So like they did it and then they did the whole show and now they're coming back again.
How many times do you have to see Bears go against Super Saiyan God Goku?
Right, we know, yeah, we know the outcome. I think the only thing that's really changing is probably the art style slash animation is going to be updated slash different. Like when I saw that, I don't know, I saw a lot of folks get really hyped for it, and I immediately thought the same thing as you of like, why? Like this is comparable to a video game remaster that just got remastered, you know? Like,
Yeah, I know. Demon Slayer loves to do movies. There are actually sections of the show, and they do it really well. Like the train arc was amazing, and they had that out as a movie originally, but it's like actually 4 episodes just smashed into one, and it
okay.
came out super great. And I think that's kind of what they're going for with this is that they're kind of doing like episodes as movies, but it's they did
But
it
they
in
already did it.
order, and we've already done this once. What? I guess they're
Yeah.
just trying to get into the theaters so that people can watch it more and be more interested. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a couple of different strings they could pull as a benefit for this. But yeah, it's just odd because if you want to go look at what their library is that they could go start chipping away at, would be like the original Dragon Ball, and just go start giving
I
that
would
some.
love to see a remake of the original Dragon Ball.
Yes,
That would be amazing.
yes, that was one of my first thoughts. Is like you have a whole library. You have
So
so much you haven't even touched. They did Z and then they did Kai for Z, right? So they've done that. Honestly, they could go do it again and update it for, bread.
I haven't
Like
seen
you don't have
anything
to.
for the original Dragon Ball, and honestly, it's something that although Goku was a lot strangely hornier in that one, I don't know why.
Yeah,
There are some
yeah,
interesting
or
scenes in the original Dragon Ball.
yeah, or for people like me that haven't watched GT since it came out, and it was cool when I was a teenager. I'd have to rewatch it to go see if I could justify that opinion still. But
Yeah, I haven't seen it in a long time. I remember watching it and thinking, Why are we doing this? Because the whole thing was they found this Black Star Dragon Balls that I'm
Yeah.
questioning why they still exist because the person who made it is fused back to Piccolo. Kami fused back with Piccolo, thus making the original Dragon Balls inert. So why do we still have these Black Star Dragon Balls? And why is it that they go
Yeah.
through the universe and you got to find them all, bring them back to Earth before a certain point of time before Earth gets destroyed? It was a
Yeah. And
really weird
before,
concept.
yeah, and I didn't mean to take us down a rabbit hole on GT, but I think for GT, if I recall, and I haven't seen it since like it came out for us on Toonami. Like I own it. I bought it again as an adult to go back and see if I, want to watch it. Uh but I think it was something to do with they were using the Dragon Ball so much because of the scanner that it was like it wasn't able to like purify some energy at the rate that it normally did, which eventually developed these like dark Dragon
I
Balls.
thought
That
it
was what
was.
they were.
I thought it was. I could be wrong on this because it's been so long since I've seen
Yeah.
GT. But I thought it was the fact that Kami decided to make the Dragon Balls first with Piccolo still part of him, the original King Piccolo, and it came up corrupted. So he
Okay.
had to separate himself, his evil self, from his good self. That's making King Piccolo and Kami. And then he tried to remake the balls, and this time they were successful and came out with the Dragon Balls that we know.
Okay.
But I could be
Yeah.
wrong there. It
Yeah,
could
maybe
be
that's a homework
that one.
assignment for one of us. Since I own it, maybe I could take it. Yeah.
We watched
So,
GT and figure out what the heck made the
right.
Black
What's the story?
Yeah. Remind us again of this story that was kind of junk and mid and yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, the best thing about that was Super Saiyan 4, so
that was pretty exciting. Yes.
yes.
And then Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta on top of that was like,
Yes.
oh my god, aura farm.